Ahoy ahoy, I'm Planet Walk, and something that surprised me a little while ago is that there are people that didn't realise that I read the comments. So in case you don't know, yes, I read comments. In fact, I probably read most of my comments as long as they're not replies, because heaps of people in the comment section are absolutely hilarious. I also don't read the entirety of all comments as well, because some people have decided that I'm their teacher. And so they apparently need to write an entire essay in the comments, which I'm just not going to mark it. How do you like that? But seriously, I do like reading comments. I just don't respond to most of them because that would be hell. There are some people that I know that do manage to do that, and I don't understand how. How do you do that, Alice? If she doesn't answer that, then I'm going to subject her to Facebook science. Though I might do that anyway, so I may need a better threat. Anyway, to show that I read the comments, I'm going to go through some of the comments that I've received. Some will be positive, some will be negative, and some of them will be other. And I'll also open these. So I guess I can't really call this an unboxing, and I also know what's in them, so it's more of a surprise for you. Though I did completely forget that this was supposed to arrive, and I was confused when I realised that I had a package. I didn't know what it was until I actually read what it said it was. Anyway, let's start with comments that have found their way to the Held for Review tab, which I always know when I go to that tab, I am going to be hit with some stunning intellect. Like this person here who says, you?
I just unsubscribed from your channel. Content good, even excellent. But for fuck's sakes, decide if you're a male or a female. Hint, if you have a penis, you're a male.
Okay, so let me get this straight. This person enjoyed my content, thought that the content that I made was excellent. Yet, because apparently I can't decide whether I'm male or female, this person just decided, nah, don't want to watch it anymore. It's also funny that the comment implies that I get to decide whether I'm male or female, but states that if I have a penis, then I'm locked to the male category. You know what? I think it's them who needs to decide something. They need to decide whether it's a decision or whether it's just something that you are. Planawalk, you are a pathetic moron, pseudo-intellectual. You choose flat earthers because they are an easy target, and I have never heard you make one good point against Ken. In fact, I've heard you prove yourself wrong multiple times. Anyways, you're not smart. You can't identify as trans and be smart at the same time. It doesn't work like that. Oh, this is funny. This person is sucking up to Ken Wheeler and calling me a pseudo-intellectual. If anyone is a pseudo-intellectual, it is Ken Wheeler. Anyway, let's go over the rest of that comment. I choose flat earthers because they're an easy target, apparently. No, I just choose flat earthers because that is what people want to watch. If people didn't want to watch me debunk flat earthers, I wouldn't debunk flat earthers. There was also a time where I went after Ken Wheeler quite a bit. Did I go after Ken Wheeler because he's an easy target? He actually kind of is an easy target. But one of the reasons why is because a lot of people decided that they liked my Ken Wheeler videos. If I wanted an easy target, you know who I'd go after? Transphobes. Because transphobes are actually a very easy target, at least for me. And the surprising thing is, some of them are so detached from reality that they would give flat earthers a run for their money. And also, whilst we're on that topic, let's talk about that last bit of the comment saying that trans people can't be smart. Yes, they can. Sure, I do know some trans people that seem to have absolutely nothing going on in their brains, but they are not representative of all trans people. To use myself as an example, sometimes I do things that even surprise me. Like recently, I wrote a shader which generates a noise texture. Now, to be fair, I did need help figuring out the cubic interpolation part, which I still don't fully understand. But, you know, I managed to get it working at least. Maybe one day I'll understand calculus, but unfortunately that day is not today. Now you could say, oh well, writing a shader isn't actually that hard. You just need to know how to program and how to do things in GLSL, which is true. However, you need to have at least a little bit of intelligence to be able to do that. If you tried to get the average person to do that, they would be completely lost, like I am when I try to understand calculus. And that's not to say that the average person is stupid. Most people have their own strengths and weaknesses. There's a reason why surgeons need to be trained to be surgeons and not mechanics. Probably. I don't know what goes into being a surgeon. Anyway, I spent way too much time on that comment. Let's move on to another one. You can't be for science and claim to be Nope, you had your chance, Drill Jackson. We are moving on from you. Just because you left heaps of comments doesn't mean that you get to hog this entire video.
So that I could get what you are as an attention whore looking for validation. Thank you for proving to us that it is a choice you can just feel however you want.
So I assume that comment is in reference to me being gender fluid. Sometimes I do feel more masculine, sometimes I feel more feminine. That doesn't mean that it's a choice though. It's like feeling tired. That is a feeling, but not a choice. Your body just decides, alright, we're feeling sleepy now. For me and my gender, yeah, it's how I feel, but I don't really have a choice over that. I can't be like, alright, today we're going to be masculine if today I'm feeling like I want to be feminine. It's the same energy as you can just choose to be happy. No, you can't. If people could just choose to be happy, they would be happy because being happy is great. Just calling you out for being a disingenuous fake Google boy. Your videos keep popping up, which is fine, but in trade for the views which you so desperately seek, I will point out how stupid you look and sound. Firstly, clap clap for debunking another flat earther. And secondly, you literally needed 4 heavy edits to debunk a moron, in a total of 45 seconds, not 60. Why can't you speak your pre-rehearsed expertise/professionalism Google searched answers and info into the camera in one go? Seriously, I'd love to know the answer. You're not camera shy and seem to be able to speak coherently, so logic suggests you say each sentence or paragraph many times until you get it right, then rinse and repeat. The amount of edits in such a short video exposes you to be someone who wouldn't know a goddamn thing if put on the spot and asked to debunk whatever topic you're covering. Maybe you do have the skills and knowledge to speak in one take, but given you've never shown any signs of said skills, I'm pretty confident you would get destroyed by someone who doesn't know their stuff but can speak coherently without edits. P.S. This is not a personal attack. Trans stuff will only be brought up in an applicable video and is evidence in my opinion of Simon Dan. I like his content, but he, like you, needs an equal amount, if not more, edits than you. At least you try to debate people, but his rationale reads, I don't debate established fact, but make a living by debunking blatantly obvious idiots who think the earth is flat. Please reply if you think I'm way off in my assessment of you. So this person has left plenty of comments on my channel, basically saying the same thing. Why do you have so many edits in your videos? And the answer is, I trip over my words a lot. I'm leaving this take in because this is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. If I tried to do my videos all in one take, I would never get it done. Or either that or the videos would be super dry because I'd be trying to think, okay, how do I say this next thing without just completely messing up? Alternatively though, I may end up going way off topic because each take allows me to essentially go back and see, okay, what have I said there? Is it keeping to topic? If so, then I can keep it in and continue on to the next take. If not, then might be time to just go back a bit and redo some stuff. It also allows me to, after each take, have a look at the take and see if I'm happy with it. Like sometimes I'll just not be looking at the camera as much as I should, like I might be looking down there rather than looking up there. By having each part of the video in separate takes, it allows my videos to be more entertaining, more coherent. It's not just me trying to go, okay, what do I need to say next? Or me even stumbling over my words, which if I tried to do that in one take, me stumbling over my words, okay, right back to the start of the video. Basically, I realized that if I want to make videos that people enjoy, I can't just make them by speaking into a camera for 20 minutes because that's not going to be something that I can do. Ken Wheeler can, I can't. And I'm pretty sure a lot of it is to do with ADHD. If I didn't have ADHD, I think making videos would actually become a lot easier. And also, I get where Simon Dan is coming from. It's like debating someone over the sky being blue. You're saying that the sky is blue, and then someone comes along and goes, no, the sky's not blue because I took a picture of the sky being orange, so therefore it's scientifically impossible for the sky to be blue. That kind of debate is pointless and goes nowhere, so I completely understand people not wanting to debate it. Sometimes flat earth debates just feel like a waste of time. Especially seeing as a lot of flat earth debates are, here's evidence that the earth is a globe. Heh, well, that's not evidence. Can you explain? Perspective. That's not an explanation. Heh, you're just too stupid to understand that it's an explanation. And that's assuming that the debate doesn't just devolve into a shouting match. Anyway, a lot of the comments in the held for review section are quite transphobic, so we're going to take a break from that because I understand that people, when they hear a lot of transphobia, that just gets them down, even though it can be funny how wrong transphobes get things. Though maybe that's just me not letting things like that keep me down. Anyway, let's take a look at some lighter comments. Nigel Cheesy Hands gets all the girls. Can we go back to the transphobia? I did not need to have that put in my mind. In fact, we're moving on to the unwrapping.
Oops.
Okay, so I know what this is because I did order it myself. Jeez, it's a bit tight. So the reason why I'm opening this it's in a bag within a bag. The reason why I'm opening this in the video is because I am going to put it right there or something until I get a cease and desist from Emma Thorne. I am pretty sure that I'll be okay putting it up here, but if it suddenly disappears, never to return, then it is possible that Emma stole it because she didn't want me to show it off. After all, that is something that she designed, but I'm sure she'll be fine with it. It's not like I'm making it the centerpiece of any of my videos. Anyway, this one was definitely sent to me because I don't actually use Amazon. And the thing that's in here, because I was told via email what it was going to be, it would have been a surprise to just be like, oh, what did someone send me? But no, people have to swallow it. I would never have bought this thing myself because I actually didn't want to give Ray Comfort any money. When I said that I want to read this, I was more thinking a definitely legally obtained PDF version, or, you know, Ray Comfort sometimes gives out his stuff for free to try and convert more people, so that might have been an option. Also, what do I do once I'm done with this? Like, do I just sit it on my shelf never to be touched again? Or, actually, here's an idea. What if I like annotate certain parts of it? I probably wouldn't get to annotate the entire thing because I get bored quite easily, but that could be something that I could do. Then I can maybe send it to someone who can have the annotated version. Maybe that's an idea. We'll see how it pans out. Anyway, those are the two things that showed up in my PO box. If you want to send me something, feel free to. I'll put an address on the screen. Just be aware that if I feel like, I don't really need this, then I may get rid of it. Like, I don't have infinite space to store stuff that people send me. Though, to be fair, if someone sends me a Blahai, even though I have two already, Shork and Blahaj, I'll probably keep it, unless, like, my room is just overflowing with Blahais. If that did happen, that would be a bit of an issue, but I don't think it is going to happen. The only thing that I really want is for someone to send me a Ferrocell, but I don't know if that's gonna happen, so we'll see. Anyway, let's go back to comments and hope that they're a bit more sane.
Alice has a huge pussy and has Planet Walker competitor for our favourite NZ trans girl? Yes, she does.
So I was surprised when I saw how big Chester was, but what if I told you that there's someone who potentially has an even bigger pussy?
Hey Planet Walk, see one of the videos to see how big Zeus is. Here he is. Watch this. Takes up the whole frame. Hey Zeusy, look. Zeusy, who's that? Who's that? See ya.
So yeah, Zeus or Chester, who's bigger do you think? Also, it looks like I have competition, so we're gonna have to do something about that. Ruining her mental health didn't seem to work. I mean, I could always try ruining my mental health. I don't think that would work either though.
Careful, well, that shark on the keyboard is about to bite you.
It'll be fun!
The only honest video you made is where you admitted you're wrong, lol.
I find it funny that this person thinks that the only honest video that I've made is one where I pretend to admit that I'm wrong in order to see if Ken Wheeler fans could distinguish Ken Wheeler from just random words.
Genuine humility is so sexy! Just like Hugh Jarsz. Subscribe to Hugh Jarsz.
Again, they think I'm being genuine. Do I need to take up a career in acting or something? Because it seems like I might be able to do that. Just put me on Shortland Street and we'll see how it goes from there. Actually, it would be really fun to just show up on my mum's favourite TV show one day. So if anybody knows a way to get me on Shortland Street that is completely legal and won't get me arrested, let me know, because obviously I'm qualified. Good to know that veracity is a function of subscriber count. Okay, so I believe this comment was made because in a video I made these statements.
And he makes no effort whatsoever to correct himself, no matter who's criticising him. And it's not just random people with no subscribers that criticise him. He has been criticised by people like David Pacman, for example. And sure, she has just over 1 million subscribers, but I mean, come on, she's a science communicator. She needs to be accurate with her information.
Now, I can understand how someone listening to that might think that my position is if someone has more subscribers, then they'll be more accurate, which is not what I was trying to say at all. My point with the comment about being criticised by someone who has no subscribers is more that anybody can do that. And if you are a large channel, then you're probably gonna get heaps of criticism. Now, the larger you are as a channel, the more criticism that you are going to get. And it could get to the point where you just don't have enough time to listen to all the criticism, even if you are right. At some point, you have to start filtering out people that are just making criticism because they can, and people that actually have a valid point. And there's no good way to do that without knowing what their criticism is. So it is understandable if someone who has 1 million subscribers decides, oh, I see this person with 40,000 subscribers is criticizing me. This planner walk person. I've got a whole lot of other people criticizing me, so it's probably just going to be no different to that. Is that a good way to go about it? No, but I do get it. I prefer to go, what is this person like? Are they a conspiracy theorist? Okay, I can probably dismiss their opinion if they are. If they actually have qualifications about something, then I should probably be worried. To be fair, I don't really have to worry about that because most of my criticism comes from comments, not people making videos on me. Actually, speaking of that, I want to mention someone who I don't really talk about because I just want to let his channel fade into irrelevancy. However, I'm going to make an exception. So Nathan Oakley is someone who I don't make videos on anymore because I don't want to give him attention. And rest assured, that will continue, but I'm just going to make an exception here because he said something which genuinely surprised me. So you might have already seen it over on FTFE's channel, but here is the clip.
Notorious anti-flat earther, Planner Walk, has recently come out as trans. Hopefully he will encourage others to have the courage to follow their destiny. Okay, I mean, not really on topic for us, but sure. Good luck to you, Planner Walk. You're a very brave man or woman or whatever you go by now.
So I have to 100% agree with the Triggered Limey on this because this is what he said about that.
You know what?
I didn't bring it up.
That might be one of the nicest things I've ever heard Oakley say.
So yeah, I didn't think that I'd ever see the day where I saw Nathan Oakley say something nice about someone. And you know, if Nathan actually acted a bit more like that rather than all the yelling and condescension, then I think that he would probably be doing a bit better for himself. Because I have seen flat earthers say, yeah, Nathan Oakley is someone who is a flat earther and I agree with what he has to say, however, I don't like the way that he does things. So Nathan, if you happen to be watching this, good on you for not being a dick about that. It is appreciated. It's just, you should probably try to carry that attitude into other subjects maybe. But you know, I can't tell you what to do. I'm not your mother, so don't you dare call me mama.
This guy looks like Chris from Mr. Beast, who went trans, except this guy isn't purposely trans. He just looks like that. Lol, no offense, just a funny notice.
It's funny when people watch my older content and have no idea what's happened to me since.
So many bizarre statements in this video. What's with that? I mean, Indonesia, an actual country, is composed of dozens of islands, and yet you say no country is made of more than one island. SMH. Most of this video seems about, I'm trans and that means, who cares? I found your videos discussing flat earthers, etc. amusing, but don't care one way or another about the whole trans thing. Yet you have discussions about them, cis and cisgender, etc. It is not your strong suit, in my honest opinion, so don't go down that rabbit hole. Bring back the flat earth stuff.
Ha! You believe Indonesia is a real country? No, there's only 2 real countries in the world, France and New Zealand. All other ones are fake. And this proves that there is no country that has more than one island in it. You could try to say, well, what about Spain that is made of 3 islands? No, it doesn't exist. As for the more serious stuff in the comment, I do understand why people may not want me to talk about trans stuff. Because if you are trans, hearing about transphobia and stuff like that isn't always the greatest thing for your mental health. And that's why not every video that I make is about trans stuff, because it would certainly be easy to go, a transphobe. Just as it is easy to go, a flat earther. Though it does appear that many of them are one and the same, as some people may have noticed. However, I can't just keep going, flat earther, because eventually people are going to go, well, have you got anything new? There's only so many times that I can say the same thing before people get bored, and especially when you're talking about the same topic, I like to make jokes to keep people entertained. And eventually you run out of jokes if you just stick to one topic. There's a reason why when it comes to flat earthers, I often embrace a sort of absurdist style of comedy where it's just, there's no countries that are made up of more than one island. Because if I just go with the standard sort of jokes that I've heard a million times before, like, there are flat earthers all around the globe, it just gets boring. Now, this person did say that trans stuff isn't my strong suit, but, you know, flat earthers say that flat earth stuff isn't my strong suit as well. And I think there's a couple parts to this. There's, how much do you agree with me? If you agree with me, you're more likely to say, yeah, you are doing good in this subject. But then there's also, how much have I talked about it and sort of thought about it in my head? If I go back to some of my early flat earth videos, it's probably terrible. You'd probably say, flat earth isn't my strong suit. But because I've been going at it for years, I've been able to refine my arguments and understand exactly where flat earthers are coming from and how to argue against them a bit better. And maybe you're right, maybe trans stuff isn't my strong suit, but in a few years it might be that I've refined my arguments and I can argue for it so much that people are like, why did you ever do the flat earth stuff? You were terrible at it. Who knows, but I do want to talk about a few comments that weren't left on my channel. They were instead left on a post that Alice in Wonderland made. So Alice made a post on her channel and this was one of the photos. And one of the comments was this one. I would do both of you. Now, if you don't know who that is, it's the same commenter who left this comment in a previous video. You're hotter than my wife. So yeah, it seems like maybe something went wrong with his marriage, and I gave his wife like tips. Just look like me. So yes, we do need to find out how this ends. I never thought I'd be so invested in one-line comments from a random person on the internet. Hello, I'm Gary Wybother, and I just want to say, so now two gays can pretend they are lesbians. Okay, this is weird on a number of levels. Firstly, it's assuming that just because I have a friend, that somehow means that I'm sexually involved with them. Like, you can have friends and not be romantically or sexually involved with them in any way whatsoever. I've achieved that with many people. It's almost as if Gary doesn't know what a friend is. And secondly, there are some very weird assumptions about mine and Alice's sexuality baked into that statement. Like, one of the assumptions there is that I only like dick but want to be a lesbian, which is not true. Like, firstly, at this point, I don't give a fuck about sex. But also, I don't care what my sexuality is or what labels I use to describe it. Like, bisexual is probably one of the most accurate labels, but if you want to call me a lesbian, then sure. In fact, one person said that I was a Bambi lesbian, which is interesting. So if I don't care about that, why would I want to pretend to be a lesbian? Makes no sense. My advice when it comes to that is don't make assumptions and mind your own damn business. Anyway, this video is getting quite long. I didn't expect it to reach the 23-minute mark quite so soon? Is it soon? I don't know. And I did say that would go back to the held for review section, so we'll do that for a little bit and then a few more comments and hopefully we'll wrap things up.
Planner Walk, just stop already. You are not transgender, you are a trans-trender. You look absolutely ridiculous with the lipstick. Slapping lipstick on does not make you female, and this is what I don't understand about the flat earth debunking community. If y'all adhere so much to science, y'all sure are woke as fuck, which is about as unscientific as it gets. You are pretending to be something you are not. Transgenderism is the new flat earth. It's not but a fantasy dreamed up by self-absorbed, socially immature clowns that will do anything to get with the in crowd.
Okay, where do I start with that? I've never said that slapping on lipstick makes someone female. You can be a guy and wear lipstick. That is fine. I personally wear lipstick because I think that I look better in lipstick. You are free to disagree, and it also helps with being viewed as more feminine. Also, lipstick is a fairly easy to use makeup, which I have quite a bit of, so I don't mind using some in each video. Also, if you're curious, this one is my favorite. It's the one that I'm wearing right now, actually. As for the Flat Earth debunking community adhering to science and being woke, those things are completely compatible with each other. In fact, I think that most people that think that being woke is against science probably don't understand a lot of the arguments that people who are woke make. Sure, woke people do make some stupid arguments sometimes, but like, there are people in every community that make stupid arguments. As for the bit about being a transgender, I'm not trans because I want to fit in or anything. I'm trans because that's what feels right for me. And if I really wanted to fit in, I'd just be cisgender, not trans. Having experienced what it's like to try and fit in being cisgender, and having experienced what it's like to try and fit in being transgender, I can certainly say that it is a lot easier being cisgender in that regard. Because not once, when people thought that I was cisgender, did someone put me down just for being cisgender. However, now that I'm trans, there are people who will criticize me for that, even though they have no problem with anything else about me. It's just that I'm trans that they have a problem with. So yeah, if I really wanted to fit in, I would just be cisgender, but I don't feel like that's me. Anyway, back to the normal comments. As a trans woman, to be honest, I'd love to see more of you dunking on gender deniers the same way you do flat earthers. Like, that's good dopamine right there. Show them how ridiculous they sound when they can't make coherent arguments. So I would love to do that, but unfortunately, a previous comment said that I have to get back to flat earth, so I'm gonna have to disappoint you there. Norway here, I've been copying your ahoy hoy, and several friends just burst out planar walk. You're big up here in the oily north as well. Yes, that's what needs to happen. Everybody needs to just start adopting ahoy hoy as a greeting. It needs to become as ubiquitous as hello. That way, if one of my flatmates has a friend over, I can greet them by saying ahoy hoy, and their first response will not be planar walk? Because that actually did happen. Like, it sounds like a joke, but I'm being completely serious when I say that happened. It was like in December last year, actually. Pornography and environmental factors probably change people's orientation to homosexual, etc. No, that's not quite how it works. Maybe you could try to say that it can help you discover your sexuality, maybe? Now, I do understand that there is a discussion about whether environmental factors impact one's sexuality. However, that is a very nuanced conversation to go into, because people do try to use the argument of environmental factors can change whether you're gay as an argument for things like conversion therapy. Whereas in reality, if environmental factors do affect someone's sexuality, it's probably not something that you have any control over. Anyway, I should probably end this video here, because otherwise I'm just gonna keep on going, because I actually had quite a bit of fun with this one. So leave a like and subscribe if you like this video. Leave a comment letting me know what you'd like to see in future videos. Movember is coming, so I need to make sure that I have a consistent sort of set of ideas for that. As always, a big shout out to my $20 or more patrons, Hugh Jarsz, who actually read out a couple of comments for this video, M.C.Nutkin, Morrie, Nathaniel Muller, Vermont1777, Tony C, Rosyna Keller, Wolfie, KidVicious, Sacha Campbell, Definitely Not NASA, Craig D'Amelia, Richard M Chapman, Kaylee, and FistWizard. If you want to support me financially, you can do so on Patreon. There should be a link over there. But anyway, I will see you in the next video. Between you and me, thank you for watching.